Hi guys, this is Asal. I'm studying for the bar and I wanted to review my notes with you. So earlier today I was studying privacy invasion and I promised you that I was going to make another video just about defamation. So just really take a look at this and notice that there's actually a lot into it. So don't be counting on my notes, do your own research. All I'm doing is I'm giving you a little bit of introduction and I want to let you know that professors, they love to test this. I've seen it on the past bar exams, and professors, they spend about like 2 to 3 weeks just describing this topic. So this is going to be the highlight of probably your second semester torts. So let's jump right into it. I would like to start by talking about the traditional rules of defamation. First thing, the defendant published a defamatory statement, a defamatory material of and concerning the plaintiff, which caused damages. Okay, so all those elements must be there. The first thing I would like to talk about is actually from here is a publication. Okay, so publication is basically any communication to someone who understood the statement. Okay, so as long as someone understands the statement and a communication has been made to that person, that is enough to be publication. Okay, so there's another thing. I want to mention this rule here before I move on, and that's the repeaters rule. What is this? This is when someone who hears a defamatory statement and repeats it commits an independent act of defamation without regard to the single publication rule. Okay, so that's what that is. And then the next thing I would like to talk about, I think it's somewhere over here on the poster. I'm not sure where it is, but I'm going to describe it to you. You know, you're not going to be writing this down anyway. Write down what I say because, you know, this poster is just for fun. Okay, defamatory material. Okay, what does that mean? First of all, it has to be false. Second of all, tends to injure the plaintiff's reputation or esteem in the community. And third of all, is based on a specific express or reasonable inferable facts. Okay, so it has to be based on reasonable inferable facts. Okay, what does that mean? Like, what is a defamatory material? Okay, I want to give you an example real quick. For example, one would be to accuse someone of some sort of a misconduct. Or let's say that someone like sends an email to your boss and accusing you of some sort of a bad work character. Okay, so when someone does that, or when they like accuse you of your character in community, so basically that is a defamatory material. Okay, so the rules were a little bit different. So previously, the statement proven to be defamatory presumed false, putting the burden on defendant to prove it was true. Okay, so it's basically the burden here is on the defendant to prove that it was true. But today, the burden shifts to the plaintiff to prove the falsity for the defamatory aspect of the statement. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is a plaintiff can't recover in a defamation claim for a true statement fact. Okay, so if the statement was true, then they cannot recover. This is true even if the statement was made for the sole purpose of harming the plaintiff. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is what is the difference between the statement and an opinion. I think I have this right here, fact versus opinion. So basically an opinion would be that someone says, oh, you're a jerk. Okay, so that's an opinion. Like, how do you know if I'm a jerk or not? You know, that's an opinion. But let's say that someone says, oh, you're a jerk because you like to eat cockroaches. Okay, now when you say you like to eat cockroaches, now that will become about a material fact. Okay, so I would like to move on, and I would like to talk about this one. Some statements are couched as statements of fact, but in context can only be reasonably understood as insults and verbal abuse. Okay, so don't confuse the insults and verbal abuse. Therefore, they cannot be taken literally, nor give rise to liability for defamation. Okay, so a statement is made of and concerning the plaintiff if the recipient of the statement correctly or incorrectly but reasonably understands it to refer to the plaintiff. Okay, so what does it mean, of and concerning? Okay, of and concerning means the statement is about a small, unidentified group of people of whom the plaintiff is a member of. Okay, so be careful. A statement can be of and concerning someone even if that person is not directly mentioned. Okay, so they don't have to necessarily be mentioned. So, the next thing I want to talk about is damages. You know, that's actually one of the last things I talk about, but I would like to talk about it here. So just know that this is what we're talking about. So the traditional rule in defamation is that the plaintiff must prove damages consisting of actual harm to the plaintiff's reputation. Okay, so the plaintiff must show that there's actual harm. Okay, so the next thing I want to describe is the two types of damages. So there are the general damages and then there are the special damages, okay? So, damages. Let me see if I can keep it right here. General, special. So, general damages cover non-monetary harm arising from the defamation, such as harm to the reputation or mental anguish. Okay, so if someone causes harm with a defamatory statement to a person's reputation, or they cause that person mental anguish, that's general damage, okay? And also, they may be presumed, meaning the plaintiff doesn't have to prove damages as part of the prima facie case of defamation, okay? And also, these general damages may be presumed, meaning the plaintiff doesn't have to prove damages as part of a prima facie case of defamation. Okay, so the next thing I want to describe is the libel and the slander per se. I told you this was going to be a long video. I hope this doesn't cut me off. Okay, let's move on. What is libel? Okay, libel is a written defamation to which most courts presume general damage on the theory that mass media defamation can no longer be lasting and more widespread, okay? And also, the next thing I want to talk about is slander, which is through spoken words. Okay, let's go back to that example I told you about someone emailing the boss. Okay, when they're emailing the boss and they're accusing someone of a really bad character, that email is not slander, it's libel, because it's actually written, okay? So know the difference between libel and slander, okay? Know the difference between the two. There are 4 special categories of slander per se. Okay, the first one is accusing the plaintiff of committing a crime. The second one is indicating the plaintiff is afflicted with some sort of a loathsome disease, like saying someone has STD or someone has leprosy, something like that. The third one is imputing to the victim's characteristics incompatible with his or her work, okay? And the last one is accusing the victim of a sexual misconduct. What does that mean? That means, like, for example, attacking a woman's chastity, accusing her of, being something that she's not, that. The next thing I want to talk about is special damages, okay? Special damages compensate for monetary injuries flowing from the defamation, for instance, lost businesses. What does that mean? That means that, let's say there's an actress, she's really popular, and she's trying to get in a movie, and then someone defames her, and then she cannot get that job, okay? So that's a lost business. Okay, so real quickly, I would like to move on, and I would like to talk about the 2 steps for the plaintiff to recover these special damages. The first step is general damages must either be presumed or proven, and then the second one, the plaintiff must offer sufficient evidence of special damages in addition to the general damages. Okay, so I want to stop here, and I'm going to make another video about defamation in the modern era because I've already talked for 10 minutes. I really think I should make 3 separate 10-minute videos because in no way can I cover all this. So I'm going to say goodbye and have fun studying.